Hello and welcome to Lost Love Chronicles.
Wife of 19 years has an exit affair to upgrade her life, so I downgraded by leaving her broke, jobless, under heavy debt, and become successful myself. Let's start. I work nights, and my wife works a day shift in a male-dominated field. Lately, she's been spending more time with her coworkers, particularly her female colleagues after work. While this isn't inherently concerning, there have been instances that caught my attention. She's been getting home late, sometimes not until 7 or 8 p.m., and there were a couple of occasions when she didn't come home until the morning after getting drunk with her coworkers. This behavior seems unusual as she's generally responsible and doesn't usually get carried away in social situations. Recently, I noticed some odd behavior. One night, at 3 a.m., her phone screen woke me up in bed. She wasn't being secretive, but it seemed unusual for her to be active on her phone at that hour. She got up and started getting ready for work, claiming she was going for a walk with her coworkers before her 8 a.m. shift. This struck me as odd, especially considering the rainy and chilly weather. She left the house around 4 a.m., indicating that they were going on a walk before work. I needed the truck for a dump run, so I texted her at 5 a.m., but she didn't respond. When I called 15 minutes later, she said they were still on their walk and suggested I come to her work to get the truck. While I tried to dismiss it as overthinking, my instincts kicked in. I considered checking if her hair was damp from a second shower, but the rain made that impossible. I'm not great with social cues, so I questioned if I was reading too much into the situation. I decided to confront her by asking to see her phone. She deflected and demanded to see my phone, which I handed over, having nothing to hide. As I went through her active messages, everything seemed normal until I noticed a missing conversation, the one I had seen earlier. Suspicious, I typed in the phone number to find the person's name. When I handed her the phone, I specifically asked to see the texts with him. She acted innocent, but I informed her of what I knew, that she had texted him before leaving home that day and when she returned. I threw a wild one and stated that I was aware she was with him during the time she claimed to be in Vegas. She feigned ignorance, pretending not to understand why our phone carrier had several pages of texting records between her and him. Confronting my wife about the accusations, I requested to see her phone. She tried to deflect by demanding my phone, and though I had nothing to hide, I handed it over. I took her phone. As I went through her active messages, everything seemed normal until I reached a specific conversation that was conveniently missing. It was the same one I had seen earlier. To get to the bottom of it, I typed in the phone number from that conversation to see whose name would pop up. When I handed her the phone, asking to see the text with him, she feigned innocence. I confronted her with some of what I knew, pointing out that she had texted him before leaving home and upon returning, even during the time she claimed to be in Vegas. Her attempts to act dumbfounded about the texting records between them fell flat. I presented evidence of her 900-plus texts with him just last month. She admitted to deleting them, revealing that they were discussing divorce, but she wasn't ready to tell me yet. Frustrated with her lack of transparency, I went upstairs and told her I was packing a bag and leaving. That's precisely what I did, packed up and left. I had a lawyer consult recently, and my therapist advised me not to make any sudden decisions while my emotions were running high. I took that advice to heart and decided to wait. My wife and I are still cohabitating for the sake of the kids. It's challenging, and I feel like I'm paying for a roof over my soon-to-be ex-wife while she's out with this guy. She has a separate group chat with the kids and fabricates stories about being out with friends late at night, even when the details don't add up. My youngest, who is high-functioning autistic, catches her in lies. After a couple of nights of good sleep, I've stopped losing sleep over her actions. I consulted with a lawyer, and the advice was that with equal time for child custody, child support would only be $42 a month. However, the issue of the family home complicates things. She doesn't want to sell it, can't buy me out, and can't afford it on her own. The lawyer suggested a power play, using the house as leverage to protect my savings, considering some investments are still uncertain. Under the pressure of the situation, I did crack for a moment and tried to reconcile with my cheating wife. I made a misguided attempt, essentially doing the pick-me dance. It didn't work out, and I felt pretty pathetic. However, last Sunday, I decided to give myself some space. I sat in my car, reading forums and contemplating my situation. For some reason, I downloaded Tinder, not looking for a hookup but just casually browsing profiles. Interestingly, I matched with someone who turned out to be understanding about my situation. We went on a date, and I was honest with her about my marriage. Surprisingly, she had experienced infidelity as well. The date went well, and we even shared a kiss. While my marriage is ending, having this new connection has given me a glimmer of hope for the future. It's a relief to feel valued by someone again and has provided me with a positive outlook, even if it's just a passing moment. This process has been a long time coming, and it feels like the final chapter was set in motion by her affair. I've been contemplating divorce for years, and even before the infidelity came to light, the marriage was troubled. The ending, though swift, is the culmination of a prolonged emotional detachment and introspection. It's akin to mourning the loss of someone terminally ill. The grief started when I became aware of the inevitable, and acceptance seems to be arriving more swiftly because I've been mentally preparing for this outcome. Concerns about my own potential actions in a similar situation have been a lingering worry, prompting me to keep a certain distance around other women to avoid unnecessary risks. I took a significant step today by paying the retainer for the divorce proceedings. The ball is officially rolling, and cohabitation with my soon-to-be ex-wife is on track to come to an end. My oldest, a 23-year-old, and I have plans to become roommates, and it's a relief to have his support during this challenging time. As part of the divorce process, I'm seeking to sell the house and secure my equity. She's not keen on selling, but financial constraints and the inability to buy me out are working against her. It did cost me a substantial sum, but I view it as a worthwhile investment in my future. Day trading, my hobby, is proving fruitful, and I'm excited about the prospect of making more significant trades. One unexpected benefit of this process is the realization of a long-time dream, owning a 1979 Fiat Spider convertible. It's a symbol of newfound freedom, and I'm eager to hit the road in a car I've always wanted. I even have a vanity plate in mind, adding a touch of personal flair to this new chapter. The sense of empowerment and the prospect of financial independence are liberating. I can't help but feel like I'm on the path to a brighter future. The lawyer's office felt like a turning point, and I couldn't shake off the feeling of damn, it feels good to be a gangster. I met with my lawyer today to finalize the divorce paperwork. I found a rental house within walking distance of our previous home, making it convenient for the children to come and go as they please. To facilitate a smoother transition for the kids, I changed shifts at work, aligning my schedule with their school hours. Tomorrow marks the day I move into the new place, keys in hand, and utilities already turned on. Financial stability has been on my side, enabling me to start over without undue hardship. During my meeting with the lawyer, we discussed the email agreement my ex-wife and I have, and we'll use it as a model for the divorce paperwork. With any luck, we'll have everything signed, and I could have the decree by late June or early July. The settlement grants me a little less than half, but for the sake of my sanity, I consider it a worthwhile price. Additionally, future restricted stock units from my job, yet to vest, are protected by the agreement, offering a potential financial boost. Loyalty to my supportive employer has grown, and considering my ex-wife's well-paying job, I won't be burdened with spousal maintenance. Child support is minimal due to equal time and my coverage of health, dental, and vision insurance for the kids. Negotiations are ongoing to minimize even that amount over the next 5 years. Looking ahead, I envision financial freedom that was once obscured by the trappings of an unfulfilling marriage. With plans to retire abroad at 47, 5 years from now, life is taking on new possibilities. The heartbreak caused by my ex-wife won't define my future relationships, and I hold on to the belief that love and hope will lead me to someone worthy of trust and vulnerability. In reflection, there's a quote I often share: "We don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things." Curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. Life after divorce is a journey, and I'm ready to explore the new paths ahead. I'm on the verge of embarking on a journey to Thailand, ticking off items from my bucket list and reclaiming the neglected parts of myself. Having taken the month of July off from work, this solo adventure signifies my step towards rediscovering who I am. In the process of finalizing my divorce, the financials and assets are sorted, leaving custody and child support to be negotiated. Responding to my soon-to-be ex's text on my terms, sometimes after days, empowers me, highlighting the detachment I've gained. The divorce, in short, came after her exit affair. While custody and support didn't unfold ideally, I managed to secure an agreement for half of the child support to go into a college savings plans for our boys. Opting for alternate weekends only in the custody arrangement, it not only puts the transportation responsibilities on her, but also enables me to take a travel position at work, racking up overtime hours without affecting child support. In an effort to cut costs further, I updated my insurance at work, removing her from the policy and ensuring my life insurance plans don't benefit her. Discovering her health issues, while I empathize, I can't ignore the irony given her past choices. Encounters with her no longer faze me. I'm living my best life now, free from the dark clouds of the past. To those starting this journey, I say, keep moving forward. Surviving the sleepless nights, the pleading for reconciliation, and the moments of vulnerability, I've come out on the other side stronger and more resilient. Keep going. The devil won't catch you resting. Karma seems to be making its moves, and I've learned that justice has its way of catching up with people. Recently, I discovered that my soon-to-be ex-wife got fired from her job, and the irony isn't lost on me considering that's where she met her affair partner. Supposedly, she reported harassment from a coworker, but it backfired, and she ended up losing her job. A deeper investigation also dragged her affair partner as they were found in a compromising situation in a security footage inside the office. Given her history of ruining marriages and engaging in workplace affairs, it's not surprising. To add to her woes, she's now broken, jobless, and burdened with heavy vehicle debt. The house she intended to keep has to be sold, and she's facing the challenges of moving with a bad back and an aging affair partner who, by the way, is also jobless and almost broke. Interestingly, her affair partner was also married, making the situation even more tangled. While I'm aware of a good job opportunity that could offer better pay and benefits than her previous job, part of me is tempted to share the information. However, my therapist's advice echoes in my mind. It's not my responsibility to rescue her, and I shouldn't carry that burden. So, instead of intervening, I'll just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, perhaps with some extra butter on my popcorn.
Dear listener, if you have reached this far, please click on the subscribe button. It will be a great help.